A group of young students passionate about bettering the lives of others held a bake sale and awareness campaign today.
It's our first stop as Western Mass News goes town by town. The bake sale was put on by Girls Inc. of the Valley. The fundraiser was to help raise awareness about homelessness and mental health. Students sold baked goods at two locations, one being the Stop and Shop on Memorial Drive in Chicopee and the other on Open Square Way in Holyoke. Money raised today will go towards mental health clinical support.
Over in Northampton, a ribbon-cutting ceremony held today at Assembly Made and Curated. The event was to celebrate the opening of its new and expanded location on Main Street. Store owner Justin Brown has been a member of the downtown Northampton business community since 1995. He says he wants to see the downtown area continue to grow and thrive.
And finally, Town by Town takes us to West Springfield, where the Region 6 Championship Horse Show was held today on the Big E Fairgrounds. Region 6 is an organization designed to bring together horse enthusiasts all over the Northeast, including all New England states.
When we come back, Don has a final check of our first alert forecast.